Welcome back. Week 3 NFL, mostly in the books. Poker guy, welcome, brother. It's good to have you here, man.
Thanks, man. I was getting a little jealous. You and the coin were having a fucking good-ass time. I didn't even get mentioned once in the pod. I was like, fuck these two. I get it. Then I cleared my schedule, so I'm on today. So I'm here. Here, buddy.
Yeah, that girl that didn't want to hang out with you cleared your schedule for you.
Yeah,
yeah, she did. Either way. Got cleared either way.
Yeah, I got the classic, I'm gonna. For me, the pod is exciting because I'm excited to look back when I'm older and be like, God damn, I'm an idiot. I was so stupid.
Yeah.
But she made plans with me at 12. We made plans. We confirmed it like 30 times as per text. I text her like 10 minutes out. I'm like, hey, I'm almost there. Just letting you know I'm going to be here. She's like, oh, can we do like later? And I was like, okay. And then at that point, I just immediately turned my car around and just head home. I'm like, I'm not fucking playing this game. So I have plans with her tomorrow. I have plans with her tomorrow at 12, which indubitably will be canceled probably 20 minutes beforehand. So for any female listeners, just
it's gonna be frustrating, man.
Just go
at the end of trying to make plans with people and then they bail out.
Oh man, that's
God,
the worst.
That must suck.
It's it's fucking annoying. It's just so childish. It drives me fucking bananas. But you know who's never let me down is xnxx.com. That has never let me down. Never let me down. Not once.
Stream.
Not quality. Once. Since 2006, 2005. Like I'm an OG XNXXer. So shout out to that Russian website. They're amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, their servers will be one of the few things preserved when humanity melts off the fucking globe. That's one of the few things.
It may be one of the few things that brings us all to peace. You know what I mean? When Hong Kong and China start going at it and like Serbia and Poland start fighting, XNXX might be that Band-Aid to mend everything together. But
which by the way, not to get all 2020 election on everybody, but I read something where your native Florida, like certain places, if your home gets ruined, you can't even build it. They won't even let you build it back because they're just like, we're tired of, hey, don't you know that Mother Earth is going to swallow this place up here real soon? We're not going to let you build your home back there.
Really? In Florida? I haven't heard about that. It doesn't surprise me, though. In my area, there's a lot of homes that have like been flipped, so you have these homes where that wave of gentrification that's happening in your place in Washington and Oregon, that doesn't happen. We don't get that influx of young professionals. We get old people. And old people are on a fixed income. And so they can't,
I'm on a monthly budget, young man.
A fixed income. And so they obviously...
I only get so much Social Security. I worked in a booming economy and pissed it all away.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Not our fault, old people. Not our fault.
I did not see that guy. That guy jumped in front of me. They got the Jameis Winston disease. They're running over.
You shouldn't have been driving, Ethel. Shouldn't have been driving. Let's get into these football games.
All right.
We'll start in the morning with the big game. Ravens and the Chiefs. Chiefs 33, Ravens 28. Chiefs moved 3-0. Ravens, they fall to 2-1. Big news on this game was the weather. It had me tempting on the under for some reason. That did not happen. I ended up not putting anything on it. I wanted the over, but
you didn't put it on the over?
No, I didn't put anything. I didn't put anything on the total of this.
That's what Week 3 should have known. Week 3 should have known. There you go.
Yeah. As soon as I saw them rolling the fucking tarps off of that field, I thought two things. Like, props to the grounds crew there. And how the hell did I not get money on that over?
Yeah.
Right? It looked pretty crispy.
Well, let me ask you, did it hit? Oh, yeah.
The over hit, for sure. The over was 55.
Oh, yeah. It hit.
So it hit big time. 61 was the total. Mahomes and Jackson were both pretty good. Jackson had two of those lucky bombs where he just heaved it up.
Yeah.
And his receiver, the first one, that was pass interference. They didn't reverse it. And then he got, just a couple of fucking prayers. For me, when you know a quarterback is good is when you're betting against them and you're scared. Right? And I was scared. I knew Lamar was going to do something and fuck it up. Chiefs could not cover. Coin had the better of me on that one. And the Chiefs look like one of the two best teams in the AFC.
Yeah, Chiefs look rock solid. Next,
Lions. Matt Patricia took the garbage bag in the The rest of the Detroit crew into Philly. Lions 27. They go to 2-0-1. Curse that tie. Wasted syllable every week. Eagles 24. They fall to 1-2. Carson Wentz was trash for the most part. Couple good drives late. Philly looks really average, and they're fighting uphill to even get in the playoffs at this point.
I'm surprised Lions are too. No, that's kind of like the what the fuck moment. Like that's crazy. No, excuse me. 2-0-1.
2-0-1.
Yeah,
Respect
2-1.
the tie. Respect the tie.
It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive. That was a good win for them. I had the over in that, and the Eagles.
What was it? Did you hit?
The over was 48.
Oh, you got it. Nice.
So it's 51, and I had that in a teaser as well. So
Nice.
I teased down. I was really big for whatever reason. I woke up this morning and I really felt like teasing over unders, and it ended up working out pretty well for the most part.
You're pretty good at over unders though. Like that's the one thing is you're pretty much terrible at everything, but when it comes to over unders, like you're pretty good. You're pretty solid. You hit.
Well, the thing about these
like
NFL games
80%.
is the lines are always pretty tight. So if you can find the right teaser, it'll work out for you. But
Yeah.
isn't that what it's all about?
Did you bet on the
Broncos
Falcons game?
Packers.
Did you bet on the Falcons?
I did. We're getting to them next. Broncos to Packers.
Boy. Okay.
Sweet mistress. Packers were 8-point favorites, 27-16. They go to 3-0. Broncos, they fall to 0-3. Broncos look terrible. They look atrocious. And the fact that Joe Flacco is roaming the sidelines, not giving a shit, just fucking galloping on the plane, flirting with the stewardesses, not fucking caring about what's going on has got to be devastating to the rest of the Denver players aren't used to that. Like they're used to that in Baltimore. They're not used to that yet.
Yeah, he's busy checking out like the cheerleaders, like the Bronco chicks with like cowboy hats and shit. It's like, hey Joe, hey buddy, like you gotta get on the field, play some fucking football, dog. The fuck are you doing?
Flacco's basically one of the super troopers. Hey, can't make him speed, brother. It's just fucking. He's calling him Rabbit because he doesn't.
You listen
give a
here,
shit.
meow. You listen here, meow. Okay.
Listen here, meow.
Who's their backup? Who's their backup?
It was this guy named Drew Lock, but he's hurt.
Oh, okay.
He's a real
so now that's why
too.
Joe Flacco's out.
I think he's got tiny hands. I think Drew Lock's another one of these tiny hands boys. So we got
where it's kind of like, is it in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm
in?
just saying combine numbers. The guy's got little fucking marionette hands. he barely grabbed the damn football, and he's the quarterback in Denver. That doesn't seem great. Packers ended up covering, and Falcons. Let's move on to the Falcons, the Colts.
All right,
Here's
so
good news.
You put money on what on this game?
I had money on the Colts. So here's the deal. My Falcons disease has been replaced by a Colts disease. So it's good. Colts are my methadone for the Falcons. I'm coming back to them, though. Kind of like, one of these days I'm going to drink one too many beers. I'm going to drink one too many beers.
Doesn't work,
Yeah,
So it's just like
oh man, I just want to chase that fucking rabbit. I'm tired of chasing squirrels. I want to chase rabbits again, and then I'll get in there too deep. But Colts 27, Falcons 24. Colts move to 2-1. Falcons fall to 1-2. Now, Dan Quinn, your days are limited. I mean, he bought a little bit of time because I don't know if Arthur Blank at this point, if he remembers the actual 28-3 thing. 2 reasons. 1, the dementia. 2, clouded by the sick clout of the Major League Soccer trophy.
Super sick.
That buys you time. That buys you time in that building. There's trophies coming in the door.
Arthur Blank, like you said, he's more confused. He sees shiny gold things. He's like, oh, we won something.
We won the Super Bowl, did we, Dan? You sure did, Arthur. Sure did. We're going to go get you another one, brother. Do you remember that? Remember when you came down to the sideline and we won the Super Bowl? You remember that? That's how that all happened. That's how you get that
Arthur,
trophy.
go sit down. We're going to get you your nom-noms and your pee-pee pants. Get this guy's Depends. It's like, get this guy's Depends.
Hey, did we get the rubber sheets on Arthur's bed tonight? He's not having a good one. He's really not.
You gave him extra milkshake? Oh, yeah. God. How many insurers did you give him? 2? Fuck.
Speaking of not having a good one, that's anybody in downtown Indy who decides to get in a limo inhabited by a
Red-faced
goblin.
Red-faced goblin.
Don't do it.
They came out with a picture the other day of him on Twitter, like off of his page, and he looked like a red-faced goblin. We were pretty accurate on describing him. I'm like, that's Jim Irsay. That's pretty accurate.
Man, that's how I would say it too.
What are the orcs from Lord of the Rings? What are those? The race?
Yeah.
What the Orokai? He looks like a.
I think it's both. All right. I've not read the canon. I've not read any of these books. I have seen the movies.
Yeah.
Probably at least 3 or 4 times each. And I just watched them within the year. So I kind of feel like an expert.
They're stupid.
I think the orcs are the regular fucking kind of foot soldiers, and the Orcais are kind of one up from that.
Okay.
You know?
He looks like one of the leaders, like one of the leaders of the
with
orcs.
the white hand on his face.
Yeah. He's like not your average scrub. Like the white is a simile for like cocaine or something. You know.
I'm not gonna let you kill the hobbitses. All right, meat's back on the menu, boys.
Meat's back on the menu, bitch.
It's back on the menu. Bengals at the Bills. Yeah. Bills 21, Bengals 17. This was ugly early. Bills are up 14-0. That was fucking me and a lot of things that I had.
I don't know why you keep betting on these games, dude. That Marvin Lewis disease, it's here. Like it's still there.
Second half, it kind of started coming by. The Bengals were in the lead at one point. They were up 17-14.
What are the Bengals now? What's their record overall?
They're on 3, but here's the thing. Did anyone bet on the Bengals to win straight up? No. Bengals covered 6.
Oh, so they covered too.
And they were a big part of a lot of teasers. So I had Bengals plus 13 and Bengals plus 16 and did 2 different teasers.
They were plus 13?
No, I teased them to that.
Oh, okay.
They were in a 7-point, and then I have them in a 10-point as well.
Ballsy.
I
like it.
Yeah, so they're my early morning. I'm in on them big. Yeah. And I'm in big on this fucking Rams game, which is starting right now, which I'm happy.
Rams Browns. All right,
so here's where I'm at. I'm gonna fast forward here. So Bengals to Bills, that was terrible. It was fucking boring. There's nothing fun to talk about there. Andy Dalton cost everyone the game late. If you didn't see that game, you can just fill it in your mind. It's a terrible, boring game. Josh Allen running around everywhere, and Andy Dalton.
I didn't see it. Let me guess. Andy Dalton threw an interception in the red zone to end half.
Yeah, that's absolutely what happened.
No way.
Yeah. They had a chance to win it, and he threw a pick late.
Yeah, of course he did.
But I'm all right. Rams Browns is starting right now, and I got the Rams. I got them straight up minus 3.5. I got them in something that's a 10-point teaser. They're at part of that 10-point teaser with the Bengals. They're plus 6.5 right there.
I think the Rams will cover. I think it's a good bet.
My big thing is they are part number 8 of an 8-part teaser. The first 7 have hit. I need the over here. All right.
Oh man, I'm with you, buddy. After we're done here, I'm gonna watch this shit.
I need over 40. So Rams touchdowns are premium. All touchdowns are good with me. Let's go, boys.
So So you bet on the over. That's what you have going on for your parlay. The 8th piece. You need an over.
Yeah, I got over 40.5 here.
Oh man, I'm there with you, buddy. I got some Jack on the fridge. I'm gonna start sipping some Jack. I'm there with you, buddy.
Over 40.5.
Sick.
So no, wait, it's a 7th piece. What's the
8th piece?
There was only 7.
Oh,
so it was over 34.5 for the Broncos Packers. Bang. Packers minus a half. Bang. Bengals plus 13. Hit it.
Amazing.
Colts plus 6. Saints plus 12. Steelers plus 13. And then over 40.5 here. So we need some fucking touchdowns, boys. That should be easy, right? That's 2020. But I mean, you look at the Super Bowl, and that was, 10-3? That's my nightmare.
This is the problem.
We're about to watch a replay of the Super Bowl here.
I'm expecting a lot of field goals. Lots.
The worst things are
like 12 field goals.
And my God, red zone turnovers. Oh, and a good holding penalty, Browns, you fucktards. All right, let's keep going here.
I'm expecting 12 field goals for like a ball me 36 points. You know what I mean?
13. They should do 13. Just hit 39. And then somebody misses one at the end. They miss like a 22-yarder at the end. Basically an old extra point. Dolphins at the Cowboys.
Oh, fuck.
Cowboys 31, Dolphins 6.
I saw part of that game, slow start, but big surprise, Dolphins 0-3. Big fucking surprise. The only team that doesn't give a shit in the NFL, the fucking Miami Dolphins.
Don't give a shit. The Cowboys is the magnificent cover late there. They ended up winning by 25. They had a late garbage touchdown. I would say sorry to anyone that bet on the Dolphins, but you deserve that. So eat it and enjoy it. Raiders the Vikings. Vikings 34, Raiders 14. Vikings go to 2-1. Raiders fall to 1-2. Derek unicycle. Fucking garbage. Garbage. Get rid of that guy.
Stats are okay, though. 250 for 2 touchdowns, 27 out of 34. That's not bad stats. I didn't really see much of the game. Why is that bad?
He's just dinking and dunking, man. He's Captain Checkdown. He's terrible.
Yeah.
Stop it.
He's like a really, really shitty Joe Flacco with like no team around him.
Yeah, he's Joe Flacco that never had the playoff run and is a little bit shorter and I guess prays a lot more and gives a shit. Still, for the most part.
So we're taking the Raiders season. We're just throwing it out, right? It's over for the Raiders.
I haven't gotten it. The shovels are coming out next week. Okay. Right? I got to warm up the Volvo. Needs an oil change.
Yeah.
For going out to the desert, I really don't want it breaking down. I mean, that's the one thing you think about as a criminal, right? Is proper maintenance.
You just get a good car. You just get a good car. 2000 Craigslist mobile or a fucking $30,000 security mobile. Spend the extra $30K, stay out of jail.
Yeah, and drive whatever whatever a mom would drive. That's what you want. Don't get flashy.
And put that menu on the back where you have like the mom and the dad and like the little
two little
figures.
Kids.
Yeah, I think Bill Burr called it a menu for serial killers, which is pretty spot on.
Well, yeah. I mean, people use those to try and gain
it's
trust.
A fucking menu.
Menu. Oh yeah, don't catch that. Just let it go down to the fucking 20. This is not starting off well. A punt.
13 fucking field goals, dude. You heard it here first.
13 field goals. Jets at Pats. Pats 30. Jets 14. Pats go to 3-0. Jets fall to 0-3.
Touchdown in garbage time for Jets. It was really 30-7.
It was really 30-0. They got that one on the muffed punt, and then they got another one on a pick six from Stidham. And here's the thing, this is what's funny about the English language is if I say muffed punt, I can put that on SportsCenter. If I say that's the type of girl who'd want to just put her muff on your face, you can't say that on SportsCenter.
Why can't I say it?
I don't know. Could you?
I mean, you could. It's like saying cornball on, you get in trouble sometimes.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like a rather innocent word. But let's go. Speaking of innocent victims, maybe not innocent. Let's talk Dana Jacobson. So before the game, she had the nerve to ask Bill Belichick about Antonio Brown in the pregame interview, and Bill did not seem to appreciate the question.
So where are we at, really quick, in the AB timeline? AB was on the Patriots last week. After
so he's on the Patriots
cut.
Last week.
So he got cut from the Steelers, bitching. No. He got traded to the Raiders, cut from the Raiders. Steelers.
So here, let me give you the AB timeline. All right, was at the Steelers, was crazy, threw a chair off a window at a 4-year-old, settled that lawsuit out of court, drove 200 miles an hour through like a school zone. Generalized asshole. He recorded Mike Tomlin in a pregame and postgame and put it on Facebook Live. Didn't show up for week 17 last year.
Why would he?
Why would you? It's basically like, it's a final. We have a final today? No? Well, fuck it. Why would I show up? Summer, baby. And then went to Oakland, froze his feet, Dyed his mustache blonde. That was pretty sick.
It was pretty sick. I liked it.
That.
I liked it.
Get the weird helmet thing, and then he called Mike Mayock a cracker.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
Then,
can I say that word? Am I allowed to say that word or no?
I think you can.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna start saying the C word. So you said the C word.
Yeah, I can say that. White people we can say that word. That's
it's endearing.
Word.
We say that to each other.
It's a word of struggle. But then he goes to New England. And while everybody's New
pissed.
England,
everybody's pissed though about that. Everybody's
pissed. They're like, "Oh man, chicanery. Where people are pulling strings. This is bullshit."
The only other player that I can remember off the top of my head that got like cut, kind of, you know what I mean, or like quote unquote removed was Aaron Hernandez. You know what I mean? Everybody else, Randy Moss is fine.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of other players.
Quadruple murderer, Aaron Hernandez. He's not of the same ilk as Tom Brady. But anyhow, back to AB. He gets New England. As soon as he gets New England, that's when the Brittany Taylor thing comes up. And when we get to today, he tweeted out a picture of this lady who's accusing him of sexual assault. He's kind of like attacking these women. It's a good thing, too, right? That he's that sort of fucking psychopath. That he's like doxing these people to try and get like whoever are his weird fans are all twisted fuckers. He's like,
I don't think he has fans anymore. He can't, right? Because like before he was good, and now he's like not good technically. So that's all being overshadowed now. So now
now he's just a crazy guy. He doesn't play football anymore. He's just a crazy guy.
He's just like a goober, you know. Like, so I didn't even care about him pulling his dick out and showing it to some chick. Like, I feel like that's like a mild pass interference. You know what I mean? That's like not a bad one. You know, it's a little pass interference right there.
Yeah, I gotta disagree a little bit there, but he goes to New England. A lawsuit comes out. And he didn't tell about that, and then the Sports Illustrated thing came out, and that was the best part because he's farting in his doctor's face.
I saw that. What the fuck?
He's stiffing everybody that comes in contact with him.
That's a dick move. But sorry, go ahead.
He's stiffing them. His chef. He stiffed his chef. He's farting on people, and then he had this other woman. So this is kind of the breaking point. There's another woman who he commissioned to paint something in his home, and then he started. He just tried to hang his wang out at her. She wasn't having it, and then he stiffed her on the bill. And then some guy from Sports Illustrated came around, and she says, "Yeah, that guy? Let me tell you about that guy. Swung his dick at me and then stiffed me on the bill." Right? Then that's when New England had the problem apparently because he got like all his bros and his lawyer on a group text to fucking harass the painter woman and say that like she's a poor ass bitch, that her kids are poor. And that, like, blah, blah, blah. They need to look into her because she's lying. And then the lawyer, all his response was like, "I did not advise Antonio to send these. You will notice that I did not respond." Right? He's like, "Dude, this is a fucking bad idea." So
fire sale. Anybody else want to be this guy's lawyer? Like, it's a fire sale.
He's like, "Damn,
he hasn't paid me yet.
How much are you billing out per hour?" And like, you gotta like, you're not letting him run up the fucking bill, are you? Like, it's pay as you go.
Nah, he's paying me in IOUs, but he's good for it. You know, he's good.
Yeah, if I was Antonio Brown's lawyer, Jesus, with the way their bills are, no way. I would make. He'd have to fucking pay in advance. I'd be like, "Antonio, you gotta put $50,000 in the lawyer bank. When that's gone, you gotta pay a check, bitch. More."
Cashier's check. That's it.
Cashier's check, Antonio. You cannot use your Amex card because you're trying to charge back. You fucking skis. I know you're gonna try and charge back.
A Spirit MasterCard? That ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
That'll get Southwest Airlines MasterCard? I need cashier's check, bitch.
Yeah. Get out of here, Antonio. So yeah, and so they cut him, and then he went all. Who's our favorite guy on Twitter from Ohio State?
Oh, Zach Smith.
Zach Smith, yeah. So he went all Zach Smith on everybody in the NFL. He said, "I'm not going to play in the NFL anymore. Robert Kraft's getting tug jobs. Big Ben got sexual assault. and he was just throwing shade at everybody, and I loved every bit of it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
So I look forward to what the next chapter of Antonio. We can all agree on one thing: Antonio is not going to manage his wealth in an appropriate manner.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. This is marketing 101, baby. There's two guys that are going to hire him. Two. Who am I thinking of?
Dan Snyder, Jerry Jones.
Are you
Boom.
Are you reading my mind? Are you reading my fucking mind?
Well, 100%. You get cameras on me?
100%. Okay there, Amazon Jeff Bezos guy fucking reading my shit. But yeah, 100%.
Oh, by the way, there are no fucking
points
in this game yet. Just as if we're all keeping track, Lord knows I am. Panthers and Cardinals. Panthers 38, Cardinals 20. Panthers
we didn't
1-2.
We didn't even talk
Cardinals.
about that the Bill Belichick stare down.
Oh, okay, let's go back to the stare down. All right, let me finish up the Cardinals game. That game sucked. I'm sad to have had to watch any of it. So back to the stare down. All right, there's a work of art. Like, it was a work of art by Bill Belichick.
My previous favorite Bill Belichick moment was him not high-fiving like that little kid in the Lions Stadium.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That one was
good.
sick. That one was sick. This one tops it, though. Easy.
The duration. It was the duration and the intensity of the post-question stare that could not be, that the world could not ignore. Every reporter on Twitter was like, it's pretty ironic that Bill Belichick would get mad at her for doing her job. That's what he tells people to do. It's like, shut up,
reporters.
Shut up.
Reporters.
It's like, dude, mess with the bull, you're going to get horns. Do you think that 2 minutes before the fucking Jets game, Bill Belichick wants to talk about anything other than the Jets? I mean, what in the world made you think you'd sneak that by him? It's like Nick Saban stonewalled that ESPN chick, and then he basically had to apologize to her. It's like, basically, you better just hope if you're a coach that some dude asks you a dipshit question, so you don't get double hammered by it.
I know I said earlier that one of my favorite moments was this Bill. I'm gonna send you this Belichick moment, which is an all-time classic for me. This one's pretty sick too. That's top 3. That's top 3. You can watch that. But yeah, this video, it's epic. You guys should watch it. It's called "Confirmed Bill Belichick is an Asshole," but he very much is not an asshole. He does what I do when my dog is being a bad girl. I just stare at her, and then she knows she's being a bad girl, and then she goes and lays down, and she leaves me alone. It's exactly that same face. It's so epic. And leave Bill Belichick alone. Let him win football games. You're watching the video where he just
he's watching him assault that camera, man. Pretty sick. Just ask him about Navy, all right, and then talk about special teams. Quit talking about Antonio Brown.
Epic.
That was tremendous.
Epic. This is a good one. It's my favorite. I'm gonna watch it real quick.
The Danny Jacobson one? Yeah. Coach, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about Antonio Brown. What was the final straw there? We're going to talk about the Jets.
We're focused on the Jets right now. Thank you, Bill. And then it's like I stare. I stare. I stare. I stare. 4-second I stare. You're lucky. The only reason he didn't hit you is because I don't want to be sexist because you're a woman, honestly. Because if you were a man, the link that I just showed you.
He'd have pushed that microphone in her fucking face just like that cameraman's camera he shoved right down his eye socket.
I'm a Belichick man, and if that doesn't make you like Belichick more, I don't know what will.
Yeah, then you and I are on different wavelengths. All right, we're on very different wavelengths.
All right, what other games we got to talk about? We're going to talk about the stupid Cardinals-Panthers game, which is stupid.
Texans at the Chargers. Texans 27, Chargers 20. Texans go to 2-1. Chargers fall to 1-2. Shame on it's just funny because shame on Chargers fans, except Chargers fans don't exist. So it's like you don't know who to put the shame on.
Did they play in this dystopian soccer stadium that you keep alluding to?
They did. And it was as empty as you would have imagined.
Well, it's a nice day in September. Everybody's trying to be outside.
Texans fans. There were a few obese Texans fans there. Other than that, it was like one obese Texans fan, 2 empty seats, and then one Chargers fan.
Are they tarped out? Are they tarped out?
No, they were not tarped out.
Okay.
They were. Most of the people had Fandango gift certificates and Groupons that were there, but it was terrible. I mean, it was a pretty good game. Terrible crowd for a pretty good game. I thought the Texans would fuck it up at the end. They managed not to, which Bill O'Brien, say what you will, plus or minus about the man. I know certain people are against him, but he's got his Texans 2-1.
They don't like it. If this was an away game, they would have lost. I mean, if this was an away game for the Chargers, they would have lost. It's hard to win in a dystopian soccer stadium. It's almost impossible.
Philip Rivers spent most of the second half looking for cans of fuel, right? Instead of trying to score touchdown passes.
Oil for his candles, Yeah. Like for his,
we're all out of wax. We're not going to be able to see anything once it's dark anymore.
He's looking for old shell casings so he can load up his 22 to hunt squirrels later.
He's got a lot of squirrels to kill, too. He's got 17 mouths to feed, man. Shit.
You get it. You read my mind, Doug. You read my mind, Doug. That's good shit.
All right. Steelers, the 49ers. Steelers 24. Excuse me, 49ers 24. Steelers 20.
3-0. Niners are 3-0, which is crazy.
Steelers go to 0-3. I'll tell you what. The Niners, that's like a fake 3-0, though. They're one of these teams that I can't get behind. That Mason Rudolph looked terrible. Nothing in it for me. Boner fumbles back and forth in the last few minutes. And, hey, Steelers,
that was more
covered.
Steelers loss. You know what I mean? That was more of a Steelers loss than a Niners win. That's like beating the Texans. Or, I'm sorry, beating the Titans,
Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger, he's going to be like Spicoli all year, I feel like. I don't know. Does he hang around? He already said fuck Mason Rudolph that he wasn't going to help him out when he got drafted.
He said that?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, yeah, fuck that guy. It's not my job to help him out. So, I mean, now that he's hurt, is it his job to help him out? I don't know.
You know who – I will say, though, I will interject here. You know who wasn't helping out that one Minshew guy? Was a fucking Nick Foles. That Nick Foles looked fucking salty for a good Christian boy. I didn't see one smile. I didn't see one Microsoft Surface Pro. I didn't see shit. I just saw him wearing a rain jacket, pissed off with his glasses. That was it.
You saw what you wanted to see, okay? And I won't let you. I won't have you throwing him under the bus.
I know what I saw.
It's not going to happen.
I know what I saw.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck you. Saints at Seahawks. Saints 33, Seahawks 27. It was not that close. Saints go to 2-1. Seahawks fall to 2-1. Two gloves Teddy put a whooping on the Seahawks today. And what a boner of a game for Pete Carroll. They're always going to do this. Usually not in September. It's usually a late October, November thing. But should have beat the Saints coming in there.
What happened? I saw a couple clips of it. I saw somebody looks like it punched Pete Carroll right in the forehead. What happened?
I think somebody threw a football during warm-ups and then hit him in the noggin. He had one of those breathe right strips that people used to wear back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Put this fucking strip over your nose, you're gonna run fast as shit, bro. You have no idea. You get so much oxygen. Have you ever shredded with the breathe right on?
No, but I put a spoiler on my 92 Mustang. It added like 30 horsepower. It was kind of the same thing. Super safe.
The amount of downforce I get in turns with the spoiler, I never get a rear wheel slip. Okay, bro, that's why it's so big. All right, I need it because
I know it's a $50 spoiler, but it's like a $6,000 upgrade with a $50 spoiler.
Yeah.
Super safe.
I didn't want the mechanic to put it on. I just bolted it straight through the fiberglass myself. Look sick.
Pretty sick. Right. It's fiberglass, so it's lightweight. It's the little angles, a little off, a couple degrees here and there, but still works, you know.
My car wobbles severely at anything over 45 miles an hour at this point.
I didn't prep good enough, so I got all the resin all over the back, so you can't open the trunk. But it's
not the only place
super
I have
fast.
resin everywhere in this fucking 2000 Honda Accord.
Yeah, you don't have to sand it. You don't have to sand it. That's a myth, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the primer would probably block it out a little bit better, but I mean, you got what you got. All right, you got what you got.
No, the rust it doesn't slow it down. It actually absorbs energy.
Yeah. It's significant. The damage, yeah, significant. I would say. Giants at the Bucks. Giants 32, Bucks 31. Giants go to 1-2. Bucks go to 1-2. Big news here: Daniel Jones replacing the noodled out Eli Manning. I'm glad that we didn't have to watch this whole thing. Watch much of this on the Red Zone because there was a lot of Eli Manning cutaways just as anticipated. And Daniel Jones, he goes ahead, scores a touchdown at the end of the game. Giants fans, big boners, they love it. Jameis takes the team down, and their kicker missed a 32-yard field goal at the end.
For the dub? For
the dub. He'd already missed 2 extra points prior to that.
Who's their kicker?
So, well, I don't know. I got his name written down here. He's up for an award later on. So we'll find that out.
I hope it's the Bono Award. And then shout out to Mike Evans. Mike Evans is such a stud. 8 receptions, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Shout out if you have him on your fantasy team. You done good. He will carry you far. Good job.
And here we are, 9 minutes into the Rams game. Not a single fucking point on the board. Thank you, everyone. Come on.
Ruin this. That's ridiculous.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Todd Gurley's creaky ass knees. Jesus. All right.
Shit.
Let's get into these.
What happened
awards.
to Todd Gurley? What happened to this guy? This guy sucks now. What happened this year?
Oh, he's got bone on bone. He's seen the same orthopedic surgeon that your fucking grandma is. It's ridiculous.
Did the Redskins play today? What happened to the Redskins?
They're playing on Monday. They're playing the Bears on Monday. So
who's the running back on the Redskins?
Oh, it's AP, baby. You know it.
You got to give him the rock, bitch.
Oh, which, by the way, starting next week, I'm going to be doing I figured out there's no reason not to. I was going to do one scene at a time, the entire movie script from The Rock over the next however many podcasts.
Why not, dude? Those are enjoyable to me.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
As soon as you finish those, do you take requests? Like, can I shout requests out there?
Yeah,
can you do some Lethal Weapon? Oh
yeah, that Lethal Weapon would be sweet.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He's super sweet. It's a lot of Lethal Weapons though. Like that's it. If you do Lethal Weapon 1, I mean, because there's other thing
you gotta do 2.
Yeah,
and
but Always Sunny already did
do.
like kind of Lethal Weapon. I don't know.
Well, I'm
something
not
like that. Something like that.
I mean, just every once in a while, I'm too old for this shit. You're not trying to get crazy pension. You really are crazy. Just a little bit here and there, you know. Psycho pension. You really are crazy.
Really are crazy. Really
something,
are crazy, man.
Just give me a little something, you know.
something. All right, let's hand out the awards.
Did you talk about Titans Jaguars? Did you talk about that?
I talked about that on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Start handing awards out then.
Let's hand them out. Number 1, the Andy Miles Award for the poorest coaching and or time management in the most critical situations. I'm going to give it to Mike Tomlin for his timeout management at the end of that San Francisco game. It was terrible. Classic Mike Tomlin. He's going to get a pass this year because Ben's hurt. But when Fat Ben Roethlisberger shows up next year, that could be the end of both him and Tomlin.
Really quick, let me ask you: how long has he been the coach for the Steelers? He's got to be like top 3 in terms of like
at least between 10 and 15 years. I want to say.
Like as a Steelers fan, at this point, he's like your uncle. Like, do you want to change? You know what I mean? I'm not a Steelers fan, so I would like to ask one of those guys and see what they think if they think Tomlin's the problem.
He's a very medium-sized dick. You know what I mean? It's like,
I like Mike Tomlin though. I like Mike Tomlin, but I'd like to ask.
He got you off once, but in general, he's not satisfied you.
He's just not gripping the sides as it used to.
Just not. Let's move on. Everyone's favorite award, the Applesauce Award, brought to you by the Figaro Applesauce Company, made from the finest veterinary grade apples and other discounted wholesale produce. Extra cinnamon, extra shame. Figaro. All right, so here's what we got. Thank you, Figaro, as always. We got this dude Edmonds from Pittsburgh. He knocked Jimmy Garoppolo's helmet off. That was relatively sweet.
Didn't see
There's a guy Heath from Pittsburgh. He sent somebody to the tent. And two other ones. So I went to a high school football game. I'll divert here very briefly. So I went to a high school. I've been telling myself for a decade that I'm going to go to a high school football game. Maybe it's because I like the movie Varsity Blues and it's super sweet or whatever. But I haven't been to a high school football game since I walked off the football field victorious in my final contest to bring our team to 1-7 to end the year. But we ended on a hell of a winning streak. We just ran out of games to play as it came to be. But I went on Friday to a high school football game. And if I could sum it up in one word, it would be boring. It was really boring. I was kind of live tweeting it to you and to puppies. And you were bored. The highlights, let's see. I got a scarf. I needed to get some gear because I had to support the team. And I wanted a hat. They didn't have any hats. The lady said they'd have some next home game. Spoiler alert, I don't think I'm going to get a hat. So I got a scarf. I felt like an English soccer fan with the scarf. So it was pretty sweet. That was about it. Their student section was relatively raucous. I was a long ways away from that. I don't like to hang around high school kids. But that, like, the nachos were decent.
That was a really weakly sized, not like that. How much? Let me ask you, how much did you pay for those nachos?
Oh, I will tell you that. High school football game, you can walk there with a $10 bill and eat so much you can get sick 3 times.
That's awesome.
The prices are tremendous.
That's awesome.
I mean, those are maybe like $1.50, $2.
Oh my! Because that's like at like an Atlanta Hawks game versus like the Wizards. That's like a
$17 nachos.
That's like a $17 set of nachos, and the napkins. There's no napkins, so it's like you use the chair, or your body as the napkin.
But the most interesting part about it was hanging out with not hanging out with. It sounds fucking crazy. While I'm hanging out with eating my nachos, like a fucking just a worthless old bald guy wearing a scarf by the track, a high school football game.
Yeah, taking pictures of the students. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's my number one concern. So Mrs. Fever, she didn't want to go, right? Because why would she want to go?
Did you have a dog in the fight? Did you have was it like Mrs. Fever's friends' kids?
Or no, I just hadn't been. I live really close to the stadium. I always drive by it, and I'm like, man, that'd be pretty fun to do that.
I guess that's okay.
I did it. So now when I drive by, I'll be like, oh, that's not really that much fun. So I don't have to feel that way.
Yeah, this was way more fun 15 years ago.
Yeah. What I will say is I feel better about this community because there's a lot of really normal people there. And I'm like, okay. Because I drive to a lot of places where there's a lot of shady people. I'm like, oh, is it all just shady people? I'm like, no, look at all these normal people. No wonder my property values are rising. I'm not immediately threatened to go underwater, and there's normal people that live in my community. So that's awesome. Those are good things. But that's awesome. I did so the nominee for the Applesauce Award here, brought to you by Figaro, is
before you give the gift out. I sent you a link for this is kind of intertwined with the Ouchies Award and the Applesauce Award, but somebody gets fucking destroyed. You might want to watch that. Pause the pod, whatever. Just watch that real quick before you hand out the.
Oh no, that's Jeff Heath. Yeah. So that's a Jeff Heath hit.
Yeah, that's the ouchie. The ouchie.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Number 34 in red. What I will say is he sent our fucking halfback like into outer space, like on this swing pass. The people that kind of scraped him off the turf. I ate some more nachos. I shot the cannon off when we scored a touchdown, and we never saw him again. We never saw that kid again, at least not tonight. And the final nominee is Bill Belichick for what he did to Dana Jacobson. He left her seeing stars. Check Dana for CTE. Get her in the MRI. All right, who you got for a winner here?
It's got to be the Bill Belichick with the.
It's got to be Bill. It's got to be Bill.
That's
it's
a dub.
We'll get Bill on the pod next week. We'll ask him about it.
I think I'd be remiss. Oh, sweetheart.
Oh, no. You need to be remiss. Practice being remiss. Remiss is the best thing that you could be right now.
And this is brought to you by Figaro Applesauce. Right?
That was brought to you by Figaro. Finest. Veterinary grade apples.
Not veterinary grade apples.
All right. Everyone's favorite award, Ho of the Week.
Let's do it.
I got four nominees for Ho of the Week. Number one is Matt Gain, the Bucks kicker, the aforementioned Bucks kicker.
That's a good one.
Chargers non-fans, for every Chargers fan that doesn't exist, Antonio Brown, and Gardner Minshew supporters.
Your vote is obviously for Gardner Minshew supporters.
They won it last week. They won it last week.
I like shitting on the kickers because it reminds me of when you shit on that Arizona kicker. So it's got to go to that kicker for fucking up the game. And,
I hope someone gets into a fight with his dad on Twitter. It's
super legendary. That's a Bucks kicker, right? I feel the Bucks have had kicking woes for a long time. For a couple years now. Like, you can't get, what's that one guy who's always on waivers? Like, Sebastian Janikowski. You can't get Janikowski in there? If I can just start.
I think he's done. I think he gave it up last year. He got a couple of Seahawks. He's done. All right, last award of the week, the Randy Marsh Award. It's for the team or person that lays down the biggest turd. My nominee's the Seahawks.
Wow, really? Okay.
He caught a whooping at home to a backup quarterback. Not good.
Russell Wilson, 32 for 50, 406 yards, 2 touctouchdowns. So it's
looks like Future Junior's not going to get a stop for that fucking victory Sunday on the way home. He's going to have to he's going to have to stop for a try your hardest Sunday because Future Junior's going to learn it's not all about wins and losses. It's about trying your best.
You think he yells at Future Junior, or you think he's like cool, like he's driving the minivan? He's like, Future Junior, I just want this to be an opportunity for you to learn something, Future Junior, because I love you. Or is he more like, hey, Future Junior, shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
Stop crying!
Stop crying, Future Junior. Jesus Christ.
I think Russell, the people like that who are really like over the top, like nice, I think they have like closet psychopaths. I think Russell Wilson has the potential to not like, physically assault Future Junior, but he might yell at Future Junior and kind of get a little, he might scare Future Junior's mom,
He's basically like Harry Potter's parents in the real world.
You mean his uncle?
I don't know.
Like Harry,
or I mean, not his parents, but like whoever makes him like live in the closet and stuff.
Yeah, that's his uncle. His uncle. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know you fucking were J.K. Rowling's best friend. All right.
No, I'm not. It's just, dude, I'm surrounded by people that love Harry Potter, and it's like
Snape kills Dumbledore. Never forget.
I know this chick that legit one time came to work one time, and she was like, I think I told you she had like a tattoo on her arm, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And she's like, oh, it's like my HP tat. I'm like, excuse me? She's like, no, I got this sick HP tat. And I'm like, what the fuck is an HP tat? She's like, oh, it's like my Harry Potter tattoo. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's a fucking kid's movie about a wizard. And you got it like, it's on your arm. She had an entire like wrist tattoo of Harry Potter shit on her arm. That's a fucking kid's movie.
She's like into wizard gangbangs, that's for sure. Like, she's twisted.
That's like you getting a Lion King tattoo and being like, hey, PG, come here, check this out. Is it sick or not? I mean,
Did you
it's
watch that
probably.
Lion King?
I did.
It was bad.
It was terrible. It was the same thing that I saw back in like '98 when it was released, or '94 when it was released. Back when I was a young man. It was the
I
same
watched the
fucking
new
thing.
Aladdin with Mrs. Fever. It was bad.
What was that?
It was really
Was it bad?
Yeah,
Was
it
Will
bad.
Smith?
Oh, but
in
dude, the
blue, or
fucking
was he
Aladdin.
black?
Aladdin looks just like you. Well, he looks like a young, like youthful you.
No way.
Yeah, look it up right now.
All right, Aladdin, live action
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Yeah, Aladdin. Aladdin 2019.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, you gotta watch the movie. He's a lot better looking than you. Like, don't get me wrong.
Fair enough. But that does
Like,
not look
why?
like me. That does not look like me. Listeners
Yeah.
to the listeners to the pod, that's bullshit. I do not look like fucking Aladdin. First of all, second of all, you look like. Let me see how I can insult you here passively. You
I even
look.
tried to insult you.
Let me see. Bald dude. Bald.
I look like
guy.
I look like Scott Van Pelt. Like fucking.
You look like.
But like 10 years ago, before we get the full shot.
You look like the guy. You look like Professor X minus the wheelchair. You know. Take that,
but,
bitch.
you look like an ambulatory Professor X. All right, fine. Well, you look like a
Minus the
you look
accent.
like- yeah.
You look like Vern Troyer if he was 6 feet tall.
You look like Vern Troyer if he was 5 feet tall and Mexican.
That's a good one. You look like the guy from you look like legit, dude. The guy from Six Flags commercials, but not 90 years old. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That
You look
bald
like
dude.
if a fucking Subway sandwich loaf of bread spread arms, legs, and a nose and started walking around. You smell worse than that.
You look like the shittiest, crappiest version of Bruce Willis, like legit, like not even the Dollar Tree version, like the Dollar
Yeah.
General.
I look like the version. I look like the
expired
version of
version.
Bruce Willis. I look like the version of Bruce Willis that Liv Tyler is glad died on the fucking asteroid. Okay.
That's
All right,
pretty
everybody.
good. That's a good one.
We'll see you. We'll see you next week. That was good. Strong,
That was
strong,
like a
roast
strong ending. Strong
Strong-
ending.
Strong roast.